Hello, pen lovers and stationery enthusiasts. It's Christy here, Snarky Wordsworth over on Instagram and Reddit. And today I have a new pen unboxing for everybody out there. I am super excited about this because this is my very, very first Italian pen. We're kind of in uncharted waters for me here, so let's go ahead and get to the unpacking. So I have also never purchased anything from Troublemaker before, but it does come very well packed, I will say. And it also comes with their beautiful logoed postcard. And has a really, really nicely written note. Thank you so much for supporting our small business. With gratitude, Kylie at Troublemaker. Well, Kylie, thank you so much for the beautiful postcard and wrapping this so well. I'm really excited. Oh, I almost forgot. I also just picked up another Kaweco Deluxe in the chrome. This one's going to go on my iridescent Kaweco Sport. Ooh, okay, so this is really quite a lovely presentation, I think. So let me preface this with saying, as mentioned, I had kind of been on the fence about picking up this pen just for a long time, just because I didn't really know anything about them. None of my friends happened to have this brand. But then after watching a video from Figboot, and I will link the particular video below, I really thought maybe this will work out okay. So here goes. Okay, so this is very nice. So it has the slipcase, and now it has this heavier sort of leatherette kind of case. I don't know if this is picking up, but it kind of has like a bit of a croc embossed material on it. And this is handcrafted with heart, Maiora. So clearly I picked up a Maiora. And it also has the little sheet. It explains what it is and some information about it. So I did pick up the Maiora Alpha in the Orogrigio. And I'd been really drawn to it the first time I saw it, and I'm very happy that I decided finally to pick it up. But the little sheet just talks about how it is, you have 3 different options for filling. You can use a standard cartridge, the removable screw piston converter, which is already in the pen, and then you can also apparently use it as an eyedropper, which I actually don't think that I knew, but it's nice that there are 3 different options for it. But yeah, so. And here it is. Okay, let's get it out of this little plastic sleeve. Okay, so here she is, and she is really very, very pretty. I'm so happy. It looked gorgeous on screen, but I wasn't sure exactly how much of that was just like the power of lighting and on-screen photography, but this is absolutely lovely. So it's got little bits of gold mixed in with the grays and the blacks. It has some insanely lovely detailing on the cap. And I'm usually not a huge fan of the sort of, oh, come on, there we go. Usually not a huge fan of sort of like more ornate filigree and things, but I do think it works so well with this design. And then the pen clip, I guess, it's supposed to be kind of a throwback to the days of Delta pens, this sort of little round spinny ball at the bottom of the pen clip. And then the finial is kind of this very flat conical shape, which I don't have any pens that do this. So I really liked that. I just love the way the resin looks. Like the resin is just so cool. You can see. And the end also comes to a bit of that sort of flat cone with a slight point. Let's open her up. Now I just got the gold-plated steel nib, but I did get it in the stub because I saw another video from a YouTuber that I can't recall his name, but I will again link that so everyone can follow, was just raving about this nib. And if you followed me at all before, you know I'm kind of falling in love with stub nibs, so I figured why not try it out and see. And from what I understand, it is a Jovo nib, so I do tend to like the Jovos, so we shall see. But yeah, just some quick stats for you if you are interested. This pen is 141.4 millimeters when it's capped. It is 166.4 millimeters when it is posted. And then it is 29 grams in weight, which is a good, I think, weight for it. For me anyway, it doesn't feel overly heavy. It does post, which is a key factor for me. I am a pen poster. This, of course, is not inked yet, but it doesn't feel particularly back heavy or unwieldy. I do think that this is going to be a very nice weight in my hand, so I'm excited to try that out. And then just so you have a quick visual size comparison from a couple other pens, that is the Maiora Alpha Orogrigio next to the Platinum 3776, next to the Pilot Decimo, next to the Benu Euphoria, and then just for giggles next to the Sailor Mini. So you can kind of see where it falls size-wise. It's not a small pen by any means, but it's not a huge pen either. I definitely tend more towards small and slightly more delicate pens, but it does, as I mentioned, it does not feel like it's going to feel overly weighty or girthy in my hand. I'm really excited to try it out. So I'm going to sign off for just a second, ink it up, and then do a little writing sample. Okay, I am back, and because I forgot to mention this due to the fact that I was overwhelmingly excited to open this package, Maiora is one of those companies that numbers all of their pens. Now, this doesn't make them limited edition or anything, but it does seem kind of special though, at least to me anyway. So at the very top of the cap, it's engraved, and I don't know if I'm going to get the camera to pick up this. It says Maiora, Italy, and each of their pens is handcrafted, which they take great pride in. And then right above the band at the end of the cap, it does say Orogrigio 0122. Kind of see it? Maybe not. Anyway, that's what it does say. I think that's cool. Like, this is pen 0122. Who knew? Anyway, I decided to ink this guy up with this gorgeous multi-shading ink from Troublemaker in the color Petrichor. This is my first time using it. I just haven't had a pen that I was really dying to ink it up with, and I just think that this will go really well. Plus, I really like the idea of being able to see all the different characteristics with the stub nib, so hopefully I like the stub nib. Okay, so a couple of thoughts. I do think that this nib I'm going to really, really like. I think I need to write with it a little bit more to get it kind of where I want it, because it does feel a little bit scratchy on my initial pass through. Whereas, say, for example, I love TWSBI stub nibs. I adore them. I think they write smoothly from the box. This one, it feels like it needs a little bit of tuning, but not in a huge way. There's definitely feedback. On the horizontal strokes, it was very scratchy, but just for, about half of the page. By the time I got to the Sphinx of Black Quartz, it was definitely feeling smoother already. So I would say it's just a matter of getting the pen and the nib to a good place for you. Other than that, though, I do think it's very comfortable. It's not so scratchy that I want to go get another nib. And I have had that experience with other pens. I'm not going to name names right now, but that is not the case with this one. So I really do think that I'm going to enjoy this quite a bit. It does look great. I do think the variation in the stroke looks really nice on this pen. So it does show off a lot of the ink and the characteristics. Let me just cap this guy and... One, this is a beautiful ink. If you've never used it, it really is quite lovely. And so that's the writing sample. I do think that this is a really fabulous pen. One, it's beautiful, really beautiful. There's just this little bit of extra shine or shimmer to the little bands of white and black that I don't think my camera is doing justice to, but it glows. I mean, I don't know a better way to describe it than saying it glows, especially when the light hits it. Just seriously, an absolutely gorgeous pen. And I think with a little bit more time and a little bit of playing around, I will absolutely love the nib. As I said, very few stubs for me are good to go immediately. The only time I've had that experience is with TWSBIs, and I know there are plenty of people who absolutely abhor the TWSBI stub, so I could just be a weirdo. I don't know. But in my experience, I really think that this nib is going to be great. I just have to play around with it a little bit, and then it will be what I look for in a stub nib. But already I can tell that it writes smoothly enough that I wouldn't be unhappy, using this as an everyday pen. And it is comfortable enough for me, I think, to use as an everyday pen too. Because again, I've had the experience where some stub nibs I know I'm only going to use for certain kinds of things. And this one is one I could see myself like just, jotting down notes in my journal or whatever. So yeah, I think it's absolutely gorgeous. I think it's a great pen in the making, with especially once they play around with the nib. And I do think I'm going to end up adding this to my regular rotation. Hey there, I just wanted to pop back in really quickly. I've been writing with this pen all day. I wrote a couple of letters and I did a journal entry, and now I can honestly say I am very much a fan of the nib. It did take a little bit to get it tuned the way that I wanted to. Probably about halfway through the second letter, it exactly smooth the way that I like it. There's a tiny bit of feedback, which I do enjoy, but it's no longer particularly scratchy. I don't fear the paper ripping, which is one of those feelings you kind of get on with stub nibs if they're not quite where you want them, or at least, again, in my experience. But this one no longer has that at all. It writes smoothly across the page for me, and I really am enjoying it so much. So if this has been at all useful to you or interesting or entertaining, please do consider hitting that like button. It really does help out the channel. If you are so inclined, please do consider hitting that subscribe button too. I always love meeting new people and being able to chat back and forth about pens, things I liked, things that I disliked, things that you liked, things that you dislike, all of it. It's a good time, and it's always nice to meet other people in the community. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and sign off. Thank you everyone who made it to this point in the video, and hopefully I will see you next time. Bye-bye.